Flying has always been about trust. You step onto a plane, sit in your seat, and put your life in the hands of the pilots. But what if those pilots weren't human? What if your flight was controlled entirely by artificial intelligence? The question is simple. AI versus human pilots. Who's safer in the sky? And later in this video, I'll reveal two surprising facts most passengers never hear. How much of your flight is already automated, and why tests show software can outfly humans in certain scenarios. Let's start with the humans. Commercial pilots train for years. They face rigorous exams, countless simulator hours, and strict medical checks. They're drilled in emergencies. They're trusted with hundreds of lives every single day. Humans bring something machines don't: judgment, intuition. Think of Captain Chesley "Sully" Sullenberger. A bird strike killed both engines. He chose the Hudson. Every passenger survived. No checklist covered that exact moment. A human read the moment and made the call. Stories like that explain why people still want a person up front. Because when the unexpected happens, human judgment can mean the difference between life and death. But here's the flip side. Humans also make mistakes. Pilot error remains a leading cause of aviation accidents. Fatigue, distraction, miscommunication, they add up. The Tenerife disaster in 1977, more than 500 lives lost. A chain of human errors. Now imagine a system that doesn't get tired, doesn't mishear, doesn't look away for 1 second at 35,000 feet. That's where automation enters the cockpit. Modern airliners are already packed with it. Autopilot flies most of the route. Flight management computers plan the path, fuel, and speeds. Weather radar, terrain awareness, and traffic avoidance run continuously. Humans supervise and step in when needed. And here's the part many passengers don't know. Some manufacturers have demonstrated fully automatic landings under the right conditions, precise, repeatable. So why not hand the whole flight to software? Advocates point to the numbers. Machines don't get bored. They don't have egos. They follow procedure perfectly, every time. But reality is messier than a checklist. Artificial intelligence is trained on data, yet aviation lives in the land of edge cases. Volcanic ash, multiple sensor failures, a runway suddenly blocked, events too rare to predict and too critical to ignore. This is where human pilots still shine. Improvisation, creativity under pressure, the ability to weigh imperfect options and pick the least bad one. So here's the tension you feel in your stomach as a passenger. Software is safer for routine. Humans are safer for chaos. Which one wins overall? Before we answer, consider trust. Surveys show passengers are uneasy about a cockpit with no people in it. Even if statistics improved, fear is emotional. You want someone accountable, someone you can picture taking control when alarms sound. And yet, think about your daily life. You already trust automation. Elevators, trains, even lane-keeping cars. Pilots have worked with automation the same way. For decades. Maybe the future isn't AI replaces pilots. Maybe the future is pilots plus a human captain and a digital co-pilot that never blinks. Software that watches every gauge, listens to every radio call, predicts trouble minutes before it appears, and offers options instantly. That hybrid is emerging today. Single pilot concepts are being tested for cargo flights and simple routes. In those designs, one person sits up front. On the ground, a small team monitors multiple flights. On board, advanced systems handle most tasks, while the human makes the value judgments. Is that scary? Or is it simply the next logical step after autopilot, fly-by-wire, and glass cockpits? Here's a micro hook before we go deeper. The military has already shown software that can outfly skilled humans in simulated dogfights. If code can win in extreme maneuvers, imagine what it can do in steady cruise and stable approaches. So, what stands in the way? First, unknown unknowns. AI models can be brittle outside their training data. A frozen pitot tube can trick multiple instruments at once. A loose cable can create ghost signals. A lightning strike can scramble sensors. Edge cases pile up quickly in the real world. Second, human factors. Over-reliance on automation can dull skills. If the computer flies every mile, hand-flying proficiency fades. Then when the impossible happens, the human may be rusty. Training must evolve to keep pilots sharp in a highly automated era. Third, cybersecurity. Every connected system is a potential target. A cockpit that talks to satellites, ground stations, and maintenance servers must be designed like a vault. Redundancy, isolation, manual backup paths. You want graceful failure, not catastrophic surprises. Fourth, ethics and law. If a purely automated flight goes wrong, who is responsible? The airline, the manufacturer, the software vendor? Accountability must be crystal clear long before passengers board an empty cockpit. Now let's get practical. How would an automation-first future arrive? It won't be a leap to empty cockpits. It will be steps, richer decision support, limited single-pilot operations on simple routes, certified remote assistance when needed, and carefully chosen pilotless segments, short hops, ferry flights, night cargo. Each step measured by data. Each step reversible if safety dips. So, who's safer in the sky? Here's the honest answer. Software already prevents countless errors humans would make. Humans already save flights software would lose. The safest recipe combines both strengths and covers each weakness. Machines excel at monitoring, calculation, and consistency. They never fall asleep, they never mishear, they never skip a step when the cabin calls. Humans excel at judgment, ethics, and edge cases. We can read a storm visually. We can weigh the risk of a ditching against a stretching glide. We can talk to frightened passengers and keep a crew calm. Put the two together, and risk drops. So, what does that mean for you, the passenger? In the near term, expect flights to feel the same. 2 people up front. Lots of automation doing quiet work. Fewer delays as software helps route around weather and traffic. Smoother descents that save fuel. Quicker maintenance because the plane tells the engineers what it needs before landing. A few years from now, you may step onto cargo planes with only one pilot. Later, small regional routes may try the same. By then, you'll have seen enough data to judge it for yourself. And one day, not soon, but not never, a fully automated passenger hop may fly a short, simple route. If it happens, it will happen because the numbers say it is safer, not because it is cheaper. Aviation writes improvements in numbers, not slogans. So should we fear automated pilots or embrace them? Fear the extremes. A cockpit of only humans invites human error. A cockpit of only code invites brittle surprises. But together, human plus machine, the skies get safer. So what do you think? Would you board a flight with no person up front? Or do you want a human captain there, even if the computer does most of the flying? Tell me in the comments. And here's the deal. I'll feature the most thought-provoking answers in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe to AI Unlocked, where every week we explore the breakthroughs, the risks, and the future of artificial intelligence. Because the future isn't coming. It's already here.